Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? This is a football-related ASMR video, or soccer to all my American subscribers, hello. So we are going to look at the Premier League results. These are the final results before the World Cup break. The next set of matches is going to be on Boxing Day in the UK. So they are saying a lot about how teams are going to be doing in the break, how they feel over that period of, is about a month. And yeah, so let's take a look at them. And I'll do a little bit of a reaction as well on how things went and what I think of the results. So, Arsenal, key result for them, top of the table beating bottom of the table, I want to say. And Arsenal 2-0 winners, two goals from the brilliant Martin Ødegaard, who unfortunately won't be at the World Cup with Norway, so he gets a little bit of a break. Well deserved after a fantastic start to the season for him. He's been absolutely key, hasn't he? And for all of us who used to play FIFA and used to buy him as a wonder kid from Real Madrid, he is definitely fulfilling his promise. So 2-0 Wolves, I say every week, they have to buy a striker, or three, in this transfer window coming up. We'll look at the table later on to confirm where they are, but they are really struggling. A team that's not struggling is Newcastle United. Another key result in the sense that they put themselves back up to third position. So I think that there's quite a lot of belief around St James's Park that, yeah, I think Newcastle are starting to actually believe themselves that maybe Champions League football isn't out of the question. And because so many sides are having a bit of a transitional season, Chelsea included, Liverpool, Man United to an extent, I kind of feel that my belief is growing for them as well. Goal from Joe Willock, lovely finish. Yeah, 1-0. I only managed to catch the end of this match because I was working over the weekend, and it was a crazy finish. You can see the number of yellow cards there. Nick Pope, Sean Longstaff, Jamal, who wasn't even playing, he was on the bench, all getting booked. Some really heavy tackles going into the last couple of minutes. I would be angry if I were a Chelsea fan, but I know I've got a couple of Chelsea fans watching. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. So yeah, Trippier again, man of the match. He's having a fantastic season. 1-0 to the Magpies. Another really key result going into the break. 1-0 win from Nottingham Forest at home to Crystal Palace. Morgan Gibbs White with the goal. He's their record signing and he's got 2 goals all of a sudden now, so I feel a lot more positive about their chances of staying up in the division. Yeah, I kind of feel, I'm not worried about Crystal Palace, they're a mid-table side. They're not great away, but they are really good at home, so they'll be fine. Starting to get a little bit worried about West Ham, in the sense that they've lost a couple of games now that they, at home, against sides in the bottom half of the table. So they had this bad start, then they were fine, and now they've started to slip again, so I'm a little bit worried about them. Leicester, I've said for ages, I'm not worried about them even when they were bottom. Another one from James Maddison, another one from Harvey Barnes. As long as they can keep those players, because I know that Newcastle, amongst others, are after James Maddison. If they can keep those 2, for example, I think they'll be absolutely fine. And Tielemans in the midfield, Arsenal are after him, so it depends. You know, they obviously didn't buy at all this summer. They need to buy some players at Christmas, and they need to start looking at replacements to those big players, because I think they're going to lose them sooner rather than later, which is a shame, obviously. My boy Danny Ward, Welsh goalkeeper, man of the match, he's now set a record, not a record as such, but he is the keeper, listen to this, in the Premier League with the most clean sheets of any other goalkeeper. What a turnaround after the disaster that was the beginning of the season. They were losing 4 and 5-0. Okay, Liverpool, 3-1 victories over Southampton. Che Adams with a goal for Southampton, but Bobby Firmino's missed out on the Brazilian squad, surprisingly, and Darwin Núñez, who got 2 more. And yeah, James Ward-Prowse got the assist. I didn't see his name in the England squad, so I don't think he's going to the World Cup either, which is another selection surprise. I'm going to say surprise. So 3-1 victory at home. Not a shocking one there. So Spurs are starting to show a little bit of grit, I think is the word I'm looking for, which is nice. It's nice that Bentancur got 2 goals, but they can't really rely on him for goals. But, you know, the fact that they've got some midfielders actually scoring and someone else is getting the goals in apart from Harry Kane is nice and important for them. Because he was absolutely carrying that team for, you know, the last 2-3 months. My boy Ben Davies, ex-Swansea player, of course, with another goal. He's got 2 this season, I think. So they win 4-3 over Leeds. Leeds, another goal for Somerville. He's becoming quite a signing. And then 2 for Rodrigo, who I like a lot. Tyler Adams gets sent off on the 87th. So, yeah, I think Spurs went up to 3rd. And then Newcastle won later in the day and moved back up to 3rd, so Tottenham should be 4th, I think. We'll look later. So, yeah, they'll go into the break with a bit of confidence, as will Bournemouth. 3-0 win over Everton. I thought Everton were doing okay, but the reactions to this result were really scathing of Frank Lampard, as if like he should be sacked. I disagree. I think Bournemouth have got a good result in them this season. Goals from Tavernier, Kiefer Moore and Jadon Anthony. Yeah, they're a really good team, and I think you can't underappreciate them. Only 10,000 attendance. This stadium's tiny, isn't it? I actually hate this stadium. I would hate to play there as an away player, because they're on top of you. It's very old-fashioned and brilliant for the home team. Yeah, so I just think Spurs will go into the break with a little bit of positivity. Bournemouth as well. Everton not so much. And then this happened. It's really funny how certain players, I think there's quite a few examples this weekend of players that haven't been picked for their national teams have done really well. I think, you know, sometimes disappointment you can deal with in 2 ways, and one of the ways is to prove that person that they were wrong. I think Even Tony scoring 2 to win the match, Phil Foden with the other one, is a really good way to say you should have taken me. Do I think they should have taken him? I don't know. I think Callum Wilson was a good shout. I looked at the England team and they don't actually have many strikers. It's Harry Kane, Callum Wilson. Put in the comment section who else is going as a striker. You know, if you get an injury to one of those 2, you know, England have got to be planning to go all the way in the tournament. They're a top 10 seeded team. I don't think you can go with 2 strikers. I'm trying to think who the other person is. So if you say Sterling, I disagree, he's a winger. Depending on what formation you play, I suppose. Okay, so that happened, which was good news for Arsenal. And probably, in my very selfish opinion, for the Premier League as a whole, because I'm sick of Man City winning the league every year. And I would love someone else to win it, and I would love Arsenal to win it. So I'm putting my hat in the ring. I want Arsenal to win the Premier League this year for a nice change. This was a cracking match. So 2-1 to Man United. Alejandro Garnacho, another example of someone who missed out on the World Cup with Argentina, and he wanted to prove that he can go. So he scored in the 93rd minute after Christian Eriksen opened the scoring. Harry Wilson came off after 60 minutes, which is great for Wales, great news for Wales coming back from an injury. Dan James comes on, scores within a minute, which is even better news for Wales, so I was very happy. And I thought they deserved a point. They played really well. I've said it a million times, I'm not changing my script. Fulham are absolutely fine. They're going to be great this year, mid-table, and really solid team. Missing Mitrovic up front, a lot of the crosses that they did were just to know. Vinicius Junior didn't really know to. Not Vinicius Junior. What's the striker called? Is it Vinicius? Just basically couldn't deal with the lineups. Oh, it is Vinicius, but not Vinicius Junior. Just couldn't deal with some of the high balls in that they just kind of are used to putting in for Mitrovic. But he is going to the World Cup, Mitrovic, so I'm glad about that. And then lastly, Aston Villa away to Brighton. Both these teams are having quite topsy-turvy, inconsistent performances. Aston Villa can hammer Brentford and then lose the next match, and now they win away to Brighton, who are having a fantastic season. Alexis McAllister is going to the World Cup, I think, with Argentina, right? Danny Ings, twice, 2 goals, 1. Look at all those yellow cards, though. Yeah, so I'm a little bit shocked at that result. I thought Brighton could have won that. They'll be disappointed to lose at home as well. What are the stats like? Yeah, they had 65% possession, so I'd be pretty angry if I were them, to be fair. Right then, let's have a look at the table, shall we? So, Arsenal are still top, and they actually have a 5-point buffer over Man City with that latest shock result. Newcastle up in 3rd, like we said. Tottenham in 4th. 3 points behind them now, catching Man United. Liverpool still a couple of points away, but up to 6th. Brighton in 7th. Chelsea in 8th. Fulham in 9th and Brentford in 10th. Then you got Crystal Palace in 11th, Aston Villa in 12th. Leicester now up to 13th. Bournemouth 14th. Leeds 15th. West Ham creeping down a little bit, 16th. Everton down to 17th. I guess that's why the fans are unhappy, because they're so close to the relegation zone. Nottingham Forest now up to 18th. 1 point away from the 2 sides above them. 1 win away from 14th, potentially. Southampton now dropped down. Obviously a change of manager coming for them, 19th. And Wolves, who've just changed manager, need to invest in the transfer window, down to 20th and last place. So, it's not the last Premier League of the season because they restart on Boxing Day. Different to other European leagues, we need to have our Boxing Day football match, don't we? So I will be doing lots and lots of stuff for the World Cup in the next couple of weeks, so don't worry, but I will be doing my next video probably the day after Boxing Day, and I'll see you then for this series. Thanks so much, everyone. Check out my other video, which is coming tomorrow, which is the rest of the world results from all the other leagues in Europe.